Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. Let the Wild Rumpus start.
All right.
Hope you enjoyed the game last night. Green Bay Packers looking like the real deal Holyfield. Real deal looking solid.
Real deal Coppa Booty feel.
Coppa Booty feel.
Jordan
Love looking solid. What do you have? Almost 300 yards yesterday, 2 tutties. Micah Parsons in the news. We're going to talk about him, but they're looking really solid, better than I thought they would be, Rich, and just fun to watch on a Thursday night.
Well, most people did have the Green Bay Packers in their top 10, but that's not saying much because that's just the top third of the league. But now it appears as though the Packers are a top NFC, a top 2 or 3 in the NFC. Danny G had a Super Bowl. Now, Packers now go on after, now they're going to have a long week to chill. They get to go beat up on the Browns. Then the Cowboys, Bengals, which could be tough, and Cardinals. Packers are very much the team.
They be
to
packing.
There's an interesting matchup coming up where the Packers go to play the Steelers in late October. So you get to see Aaron Rodgers play against the Packers.
That's a good one.
That'll be a fun one.
Nice matchup.
But no, Packers showed last night on a Thursday night that, hey, they put up points. They have good defense. Commanders are a good team, and that they were never really in that game.
No, not at all.
Never really in it. The score made it seem like it was relatively
close.
But
I found it interesting because, the Commanders had such promise last year. Where do you put them
you're allowed
this
to
year?
lose.
Did they not improve?
You're allowed to lose a couple. And, 404 total yards against Washington's 230. They had more time of possession. No one had turnovers. So it really was just, they got outplayed. Game was in Green Bay. I think if you're Washington and you're hoping to...
Or as your dad says, Washington.
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 If you're looking to replicate last year, you're gonna drop a few along the way. And I think on the road in Green Bay isn't a terrible one to lose.
Well, what were your observations? We open it up to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Solid win. Green Bay just looking solid. Their sweet white helmets. 877-99 on Fox. But speaking of dropping a few, Micah Parsons also in the news because he's saying that he's trying to drop a few LBSs, few pounds. In fact, he said he was trying to drop like 8 pounds, right?
So, yeah, there's an interesting story, but I just want to let Danny know the Commanders will be surely tested week 3 because they played home against Danny G's Raiders. So, I mean, now if they beat up on the Raiders, then you'd be like, oh, there's the Commanders. But who knows where the Raiders are at? We'll see week 2, right? But,
I mean, beating up on average teams doesn't really say much to me at all. It's how do you play against these good teams?
Right. Well, we got a lot to look forward to. We're only starting week 2.
We're going to see that tonight, too, with the Yankees. Yeah, sure, the Yankees could beat up on the White Sox. Let's see how they play against the Red Sox tonight.
Hopefully not good.
Yeah, so, beating on average teams means nothing as far as I'm concerned. How do you size up when it matters?
So, let me ask you. When you heard this Al Michaels statement, which I thought was pretty funny, you know what? Let's play Al Michaels talking about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons trying to drop a couple pounds. Take a listen.
We were talking to Parsons the other day. It's one thing to get acclimated to the play on the field. We said, what about off the field? He said, well, they gave me a big truck. I got an Airbnb, and I'm eating at Texas Roadhouse. He told us he weighs 248, wants to get to 240. I said, you ain't going to get into Texas Roadhouse. Better find a vegan place.
Let me tell you, Texas Roadhouse, especially those rolls with that butter.
Those rolls give you rolls.
That cinnamon butter. You have that in Texas Roadhouse? You're not losing 8 pounds.
You know what I've always said, Rich? Moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips.
You made that up?
I made that up.
Yeah.
Credit John Bastow, Fitness Made Simple. He made that
Bars.
up.
Moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips.
That's actually from Fitness Made Simple, our old pal John Bastow, fitness guru. But it's true. Those rolls give you rolls, but they're like crack. Those rolls are insane. And every place, even like what was those Red Lobster ones?
Oh, the
cheddar
biscuits.
cheddar.
Yeah. Or that sweet brown bread they give you at Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, I know where you're going with this conversation, but I think we could have a whole other separate conversation based on what chain restaurant has the best biscuits or bread.
Yo, I can't turn down.
You just named like 3 of them.
I can't turn down that Cheesecake Factory brown bread that they give you. To me, that's like, I want that every time. I can't resist it. But the question is this. Like, this seems to be true here. He's trying to lose weight. Texas Roadhouse is not helping. Now, these guys are burning crazy amounts of calories. It's the old Floyd Mayweather theory. If you're training for a fight and you're running the streets of Vegas at 3 a.m., burning calories, training, yeah, having McDonald's is going to fuel you. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. Micah Parsons burned a lot of calories, but if he's trying to lose 8 pounds, Texas Roadhouse and those biscuits isn't going to help. What is the kryptonite for you? Because I actually have, it seems obvious, but a lesson learned that changed my life in the past few months. Like the kryptonite. Don't you wish you could somehow figure out what was doing the most damage, or do you think you know?
I think we all secretly know. I think you can be in denial, like, I don't know. But I always find it funny
if people knew,
when you have a friend who's a bigger fella or woman, and they say, "You know what I did? What'd you do?" And they'll always say something like, "I cut out soda and lost 50 pounds just like that."
Usually they say sodies.
But no, soda's a big one.
Soda is a kryptonite for a lot of people.
You know how many people we've talked to over the years, truck drivers?
I call them big gulpers.
The big gulper truck drivers that keep America running. All those great truck drivers. Shout outs to you. It's very hard not to drink soda. And a lot of truck drivers have hit us up being like, yo, I lost so much weight by just cutting out soda.
Yeah, but they make so many good zero sugar options now.
Oh, so you can do that.
I can't hate on you for that. I have at least one a week. At least. You know, we have a machine right out here. I'll rock some Coke Zero. But I know that's got to be a top 3 answer for sure. For the Vatos Locos out there, I'm sure it's tacos or refried beans.
Hold on, go around the room. Do you guys know, if you could pinpoint,
I know what it is.
What is preventing you from being more fit than you are now? What's preventing you from getting a little more cut up or losing your belly a little bit? What is your
As
goal?
the joke goes, Mexicans would probably have abs, but they love tacos too much. And for me, it's not only just tacos. I know exactly what it is, and I just figured it out. So it's obvious, but please hear me out. For years, I was like, I wish I could pinpoint it. I don't know what it is. Now I do. Before our big convention, I just stopped drinking because I'm like, I know we're going to have like a really rough week. And I laid off the alcohol, and I got to let you know I'm not a big drinker, but I drink socially, and every weekend I'll have 2 to 4 drinks throughout the weekend. I completely cut out drinking, not because I have a problem, but just because.
All right, Charlie Sheen.
Where
are you sticking ice cubes?
That's a whole other story. We'll get to that later. I lost 16 pounds since right before, when was our convention?
We had our big listener Fox Sports Radio event in June.
I lost about 16 pounds, really not trying to do anything. All I did different was
no alcohol.
No alcohol.
It takes the bloating away, right?
It took out all that bloat. And I know it's not doing anything good for you, but when you think about it, not to fire you down, because I think everybody who works hard and should enjoy a nice drink this weekend. It's a nice fight weekend. Football's back, but you're really poisoning your body, right? Your body really can't process that, especially the older you get.
It's the main reason I switched from alcohol to edibles.
Dude,
it's the main
reason I did. That's the only thing I did. I went from like 195 to 180 this morning. Seriously, and that's all I did. It's that bloat. I don't know if it's long-lasting or just fast-acting, but I lost that pretty quick, and that's the only change I made. And for years, I never really deprived myself of a drink, and for whatever reason, I just stopped. So what's it for you? What's that diet kryptonite, that Texas Roadhouse? Maybe it's a place, maybe it's a chain. It's usually just a matter of convenience, too. Because you stop at that place, and you get your honey buns. You get your...
What'd you call me?
No, those, those vending machine honey buns? You get your honey buns, and it throws your whole vibe off.
What is it? What is it for you, Danny G? What is your kryptonite?
It's definitely bread. Because a couple of years ago, I cut out sugar for the most part.
Oh, I thought you meant the band.
Yeah.
Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you.
It's hard. It's very, like Covino, I'm half Sicilian. It's very hard to cut bread out of your diet because you feel like that makes a meal. Like if you don't have bread involved, it doesn't really feel like a full meal.
You don't feel full.
No. So I recently switched to Dave's Killer Bread.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been going that route. So less of it and more healthy bread.
No, Dave has these killer brownies, too, that they sell.
And really good bagels.
Yeah. And he has great hair on the packaging.
Know who else has bread? Ezekiel Elliott?
No. Ezekiel? The Ezekiel bread at Trader Joe's?
Oh, yeah, it's just Ezekiel bread.
It's not his bread. But
okay, yeah. But no, that is a good option, too. But, bread for sure. Covino, you're half Italian, half Mexican, so between bread and, like you said, tacos and everything, you are.
You know, when you cut out carbs, you hear them calling your name in the night because you just you crave it. When it comes to crave, it's bread, and for me, it's actually chocolate. Like I know I need something chocolate in my body now.
I feel like that's a girl answer.
That sounds a little suspect.
I feel like that's a girl answer. Like,
No,
nice
it's
chocolate.
Nah, it is very much a woman answer,
yeah.
no doubt. But I know a lot of guys that feel that way. Like, I need chocolate. I need something in my system. So Micah Parsons has to lose 8 pounds, but he's talking about Texas Roadhouse in the same breath.
So what is your kryptonite? I'll give you for me. And sometimes I'll tell my wife, just don't buy them, because then if it's in the pantry, I'm eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Salt and vinegar chips.
Oh.
Bro, I'll eat like a whole bag. Watch it. Like I was watching.
Making me hungry just thinking
I was
about
watching the Charlie Sheen documentary last night.
Yeah.
I think I ate a whole bag, and it's like the kettle ones in that blue bag. Oh,
How many ice cubes?
2.
2 ice cubes.
If you know what we're talking
Winning.
about. Oh my goodness, that's how I'm alert every show. People want to know how I'm alert, and man, Rich Davis is a pretty hyped up guy.
By the
Watch
way,
episode 1 of the Charlie Sheen documentary and
hear
ice cubes.
Hear what Charlie Sheen did with some ice cubes, and it might change your life. And it might change your impression of the show.
All right.
But what is it for you? And honestly, once you figure it out, it's like you unlocked something. If Micah Parsons, and Al Michaels was right, if he cut out Texas Roadhouse, he'd probably lose those 8 pounds immediately. If you could narrow it down and pinpoint it, is it late night ice cream? You know, it's got to be something.
Yeah.
If you could pinpoint it, it'd probably make a huge difference in your diet and in your health.
All right.
So think about it. Chime in, 877-99 on Fox. We'll get to your feedback and phone calls. Plus, Weekend Hobnobbing, Rich's big TV game of the week, and all your feedback next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
And speaking of my big TV game of the week,
Mm-hmm.
that big TV, TCL.
Well, football's back, and you already know where you're going to find me on Sundays.
On the couch,
Absolutely.
relaxing,
Scratching my thighs.
watching some NFL, watching some college football on Saturday. And you got to be doing it the right way with a brand new TCL screen. The picture is unreal. Their QD Mini LED makes every play pop. The brightness, the smooth action feels like you're right there on the field. And here's the thing. TCL is now the official TV partner of the NFL.
You said how it's got that smooth motion. I feel it to be kind of embarrassing. You got people over for a game, and your TV's sort of skipping.
Or it doesn't have that clear crystal vibe.
Yeah, that's weak. Football's never looked better. It's the ultimate football experience. Right now, TCL is making it even sweeter. You can score up to 50% off. That's a lot. That's half off. All select models.
Great math. Bigger screen, sharper details, smarter technology, all at a price that doesn't make your wallet flinch. It's the ultimate season to score, whether it's football Sundays or Saturdays, movie nights, gaming marathons. TCL delivers the goods.
Available at all major retailers. Just head to TCL.com for details. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win, goes.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not.
Welcome back to the Showgram program. Two pros. And Rich is drinking a cup of Joe.
Yeah, look at that.
Covino and Rich. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. If you miss any of today's show, any show ever, gotta catch the podcast, especially tomorrow, because at 6 a.m. on Saturday, Danny G produces and drops the best of the week. You gotta check it out. So be sure to follow, rate, and review our podcast. Search Covino and Rich. And
I'm so aggravated.
why?
Well, my Mets have lost, 6 in a row now? Right?
You interrupt my promotion here to talk about your goofy Mets?
I did, because they've lost 6 in a row. They're only like a game and a half up in the wild card. They go home tonight, and you're like, all right, finally the Mets are home. Oh, they're playing the Rangers? All right, that's acceptable. Let's see what we could do. Guess who's homecoming? They have to face DeGrom tonight.
Oh, man. Sorry about that. That does suck. I hope all your teams win this weekend. We're going to get you ready with Weekend Hobnobbing.
Yeah, buddy.
Plus, we're going to do something called Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
Yep.
And I just want to make it clear, I don't feel like I'm breaking the glass or anything. We all know drinking and alcohol puts on weight, right?
Yeah, no one's debating this.
No one's debating that, and I know I'm not the first to discover or say this, but I don't drink a whole lot. That's my point. And I just stopped for the heck of it, and I lost like a ridiculous amount in a short amount of time. So based on that, and Micah Parsons saying he needs to lose 8 pounds, but he's eating Texas Roadhouse all the time.
And Al Michaels. Have you heard Al Michaels? Take a listen.
We were talking to Parsons the other day. You know, it's one thing to get acclimated to the play on the field. We said, what about off the field? He said, well, they gave me a big truck.
Okay.
I got an Airbnb, and I'm eating at Texas Roadhouse. He told us he weighs 248, wants to get to 240. I said, you ain't going to get into Texas Roadhouse. Better find a vegan place.
He's going to get another 8 pounds at Texas Roadhouse.
256 pretty soon.
And we all love to indulge and stuff our faces and have a drink. But if you're on a mission, what's sort of cramping your goal? What's your kryptonite, your diet kryptonite? 877-99 on Fox. But before we get to those phone calls, I was also complaining about all these spam texts and those neighborhood alerts that we get. Everyone's getting spam texts.
More than ever. Like text messages from like fake women. Like, hey, what's up?
Chris from Alabama says he works in this business. Yeah, he's a federal law guy that is like at the bottom of this, and he has some answers for us.
Oh, let's go to federal law guy. That's his title.
Yeah. What's
Hi,
up,
Chris.
How's it going, guys? Absolutely love you too. I was born in the tri-state area, grew up there, and I'm the same age as you, so I love this. And this is literally what I do for work. So when you get those calls or those texts that say, hey, you know, we missed you today, or hey, come to this party, what they're trying to do is they're trying to pull you in to a conversation and become friends with them. All of this is based out of Burma. All of it is intended to get you to then see how exciting their lifestyle is, and they made all this money on cryptocurrency. And then
so they're preying on the vulnerable with no real friends or someone that might bite and be like, "Hey, what's up? Oh, wrong number, but anyway, hey, what you doing?"
Exactly. Oh. And then hey, it was great that we just happened to meet. Let me tell you how good I've got it going. Don't you want to invest in this as well? And ultimately, they get people to invest. They show them how to invest, and they steal all the cryptocurrency.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
So these two hot chicks that said they wanted to meet me for lunch aren't real?
No, well, they are real, but they're probably guys, and they're definitely in Burma.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
And they tried to sell Covino butt coin, not Bitcoin.
Butt coin.
All right, let's say hi to
Thank you, buddy.
Brian in Vegas. Brian, a la Micah Parsons, what is your kryptonite? What's keeping you from being ripped?
Oh yeah. So what's up, guys? Good to talk to you again. I'll
Back
keep
at
it
you.
short. It's those late night desserts, man. For years I would have some sort of dessert and a big old tall glass of milk and a frozen mug in the freezer. So I'm 6'1", 250. I've never been 250 before, so I need to cut the desserts.
Yeah, that's it. It really is. It's likely. And if you got little kids, I always love to throw my kids under the bus. But there are things in my pantry that I haven't seen in 20 years, but because I have kids, they're there. Like, you know what I found? There were ding-dongs in my pantry. Ding-dongs. I'm like, I asked my wife. She's like, they're kids. They're allowed to, they're supposed to try these crappy treats. I'm like, yeah, but get them out of my face.
You know what?
I don't want to see ding-dongs.
It's not just kids and you eating all their leftovers all the time. And all
better not look in the mirror then.
Gushers and puffy snacks. It's your wife or girlfriend bringing home crumble cookies and all this crap all the time, and you're sitting there. You're like, my girlfriend takes little nibbles and leaves them there, and then these cookies are just calling my name all night long. I'm like, you're gonna leave them there uneaten? I guess I gotta finish them now. So that's part of it.
You can't.
It's
you're
all
not
these
the only
temptations.
One. You're not the only one. Your wife or girlfriend will order something, take a couple bites, and leave half of it, and in your guy mindset, you're like, well, I'll finish it, I guess.
Yeah, Grandpappy told me it puts hair on my chest.
Yeah. Cookies! Cliff in Kentucky. What's up, my friend?
What's up? I told him earlier that my list is too long to even really go through all of it.
Yeah.
Well, then, you know what? Just, in tribute to Micah Parsons, just cut one out.
Yeah.
It might make a difference.
Guys, you can't cut out Mountain Dew or Snickers bars.
You know, the Mountain Dew is a big one. You know, I have so many people. There was a story years ago, and thanks for the call, Cliff.
From Kentucky, I remember.
And you're from Kentucky. This might be you. I'm not even BSing you. There was an epidemic called dew mouth
in the early 2000s.
All these people in a small town were all having dental issues because they all were chugging Mountain Dew, and it was rotting teeth.
They were hooked on the dew. You know why? Because there's such high sugar content. It's addicting. There's no question about it. And what is your kryptonite? What is your Texas Roadhouse? Let us know. And the point is, you're not alone.
Well,
if you want to lose those 8 pounds and make that difference like he has to, you got to really cut something
And you know
out.
what Mountain Dew is synonymous with, unfortunately?
What?
Taco Bell. A lot of people will go for their late-night Taco Bell run, and they got that Baja Blast and all that. So that right there will be your demise. But it's delicious. All right, let's go to Dan Byer for an update. DB, getting into week 2 of the NFL. What's doing, friend?
Love me some Mountain Dew. You guys may not like this news, at least Rich. Brock Purdy officially ruled out for the matchup against the Saints. Mac Jones is going to get the start. Trent Williams listed as questionable, but is expected to go. He was on the practice field, and head coach Kyle Shanahan said that Williams did everything today. Giants left tackle Andrew Thomas doubtful to play against the Cowboys on Sunday because of his foot injury. Bills will be without defensive tackle Ed Oliver for Sunday's game against the Jets. He could miss multiple games, according to the NFL Network. Browns are listing running back Quinshon Judkins as questionable to make his season debut against the Baltimore Ravens. Former 49ers kicker Jake Moody is signing with the Bears practice squad. And then the Super Bowl rematch that we've got between the Chiefs and Eagles. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy, he's got that shoulder injury. He's doubtful to play against Philadelphia, while Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert has been ruled out. College football tonight on Fox, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Kansas State takes on Arizona. A non-conference game, despite both teams being in the Big 12. They had this scheduled prior to at least Arizona joining that league. Cubs topped the race today 6-4, so they've moved within 5 of Milwaukee for first place in the NL Central with that victory today. Knicks signed veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon to a 1-year deal, and WrestleMania 47 will be held in Saudi Arabia. It was announced today that will take place in 2027. I said WrestleMania 47. I meant WrestleMania 43 taking place in 2027.
Dan Byer, how much money has got billions have got to be involved? It's like when the Sheiks have those big fights over there, right?
Turkey a la Sheik.
Like Triple H and the McMahon family's making billions, I bet. Question for you.
Yes.
Kyle Shanahan, my dude. He's my homie. Him and John Lynch, wasn't there, rumors when they took Trey Lance that Shanahan wanted Mac Jones?
Yes.
So perhaps Mac Jones works well in the Shanahan system. I'm trying to be positive as a Niners fan. Could we get by with Mac Jones until Purdy's feeling good?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it helps to play the Saints. I mean, honestly. Yeah. Now, granted, New Orleans could prove us wrong like they did early last year, but if there was any team that you could pick, it would probably be New Orleans. The only thing is it's a road game. I think that would be, you'd rather have that at home. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think it's a long season, and I don't know who's going to separate from who in the NFC right now. It seems like Green Bay and maybe Philadelphia are kind of above everybody else, but yeah, I think they'll be all right.
All right, thank you, Dan Byer.
Thank you, Dan Byer.
And our pal Dallas Goedert's out. I got to move him off my guillotine league.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dallas Goedert.
We're Covino and
Tesla,
Rich.
and now another injury?
And we're going to let you know what else you need to watch this weekend. Weekend hobnobbing, we do it every Friday. But there is a game, a college game tomorrow, LSU Tigers and Florida. And there's some significance there. It's not just the football players on the field that you should be excited for. There's a story about a 66-year-old guy, and we're going to tell you how his dreams are coming true tomorrow. We're going to do that next. I
can't wait. More Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio. Next.
promise. Covino and Rich.
Mike Tyson's in the news. He was being interviewed on the Katie Miller podcast and made a really interesting confession. I don't know if you missed it. Here it is.
Would you rather be forced to watch The Notebook every Friday night or never be able to watch sports again?
I want to watch The Notebook. I love The Notebook. That's one of my best movies. You just lost right there, baby. You lost big time.
What are Mike Tyson's other secret favorite movies?
When you think about it, there could be a ton of movies, Mike. There's a lot of great rom-coms out there. What would you start with, maybe?
Hey, it's Mike Tyson. Hey, guys. I gotta say, I love The Notebook and Rachel McAdams. I love The Notebook like McAdams loves Gosling. I love that movie. Hey, guys, Mike Tyson.
Can I give another one I think Mike might like? It was a movie with John Cusack. It was based in New York City. You remember Serendipity, Mike?
Serendipity. I love that movie. Serendipity. John Cusack's one of my favorites. I love that. But I don't want this conversation to be self-aggrandizing. This is kind of self-aggrandizing. And I don't mean to be loquacious, but yeah, I want to talk about Sleepless in Seattle, too.
Oh, that's a fantastic one. Covino's never seen it. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, a classic.
I love Sleepless in Seattle. Covino needs to see it. Maybe we could watch it together, and then we could watch it and follow up with You've Got Mail. That's another one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies.
It's a great one.
It's a cinematic masterpiece.
Great one. Mike, I can only imagine maybe My Best Friend's Wedding is on your list?
My favorite part is when they start singing. I love a musical. I love a little song and dance.
The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup.
That's my favorite part. I love it. If you're going to bring up Julia Roberts, by the way, she's a wonderful, wonderful woman. I love Notting Hill, too. It's one of my favorites. And I love Hugh Grant, too, because he likes hookers like me in the 90s. I like Hugh Grant.
Always knew that you love the rom-coms. Thank you, Mike.
And can I give a shout-out to The Vow? I like that with Channing Tatum, but The Notebook's one of my favorites.
It's a good one. Classic.
Enjoy the fight.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike Tyson, everybody.
Hey. Awesome. Love that. Always a great time.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
Her mom walked in.
Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
What is your guilty pleasure? You kitty.
Fun dip.
Candy?
Yeah. Hey, it's Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. The Athletic is calling Tucker Kraft the NFL's next star tight end. Here it is.
Jacobs to the right side of Love in the shotgun slot left. And faking the handoff. Love rolls right, throws end zone.
Oh, he's got
Tucker
him.
Kraft, touchdown!
Oh,
and a Lambeau leap on a beautiful play fake by Jordan Love. Tucker Kraft, 8-yard touchdown reception. It is 23-10 Green Bay.
Packers looking elite so far, courtesy of 97.3, The Game, Packers Radio Network. That's our Tire Rack play of the day.
Doom, 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 doom. Go, Pack, go. They're looking good, man. Hey, for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by that free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Head to TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Hey, speaking of free, you could follow our podcast for free.
Yeah, it doesn't take you any effort.
And you can watch our YouTube show. We're streaming live, so you could watch what you hear. And our bonus pod, Overpromised. New episode dropped yesterday. The best show in the land, Overpromised with Covino and Rich. It's all on our new YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. So if you're on YouTube, at Covino and Rich FSR, join the live chat and check out the show. So, get this.
Yeah.
As Timmy No Breaks would say.
I love Timmy No Breaks.
Get this. Kent Broussard. Who's this guy?
Get this.
Well, he drew nationwide media attention after being shown on ESPN's broadcast of LSU in their victory at home against rival Louisiana Tech last week.
Yeah.
But since then, he's taken the world by storm. They were like, who's that old guy? People love old guys. Golden Bachelor. Old people are like the new rage. Like, oh, isn't he sweet?
Everyone should have an old guy. They're like pets.
And we're going to have to add this guy. I don't even know what that means.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I want an old
guy. I
keep
old people in the cupboard, like Weird Science.
Yeah.
So, Kent Broussard
or a
came
shoe, like that little old lady who lived in a shoe.
Kent Broussard, we took him out of the cupboard, and he retired in 2023. That's really the story. He retired in 2023, and he wanted to make his wildest dreams come true. Back in 68. Oh, yeah. Back in 68, he saw the LSU marching band. He's like, I want to be part of that.
Well, hold on.
And when
how old
he
is this guy?
retired, 66.
He's not that old. I think he was going to be 96.
No, but he's the oldest freshman going.
Dude, he saw them as a little kid.
Saw them as a little kid.
He wound up being an accountant. That was his career, and he was successful at it.
Successful accountant, and said, you know what? I want to make my childhood dreams come true. In fact, he said something very inspiring. He says, people retire, but dreams do not. And I think that's awesome because it's never too late, as 3 Days Grace says. It's never too late. Kent Broussard has joined the LSU marching band, and he's rocking that tuba like our buddy Spot did in high school.
Yo, he trained for months wearing those
weighted vests
and all that.
Dude,
yeah.
This guy went into training. He had to dust off the rust on his tuba, get his finger action back. And now he's on there. So again, they showed him on the Jumbotron. They showed him on TV. No one really knew the story, but since they showed him, now everyone's glued tomorrow because they play at home again against Florida.
I'm not gonna lie, that's
everyone's
cool.
excited about the game, but everyone's excited now to see this guy and applaud his dreams come true.
You know what?
Inspiring everybody to feel like it's never too late because everybody has something that they've never done. Like, I know this is really dumb, but I mentioned this the other day. I was like, as a kid, I always wanted to see Twisted Sister live, and I never did. And now they're going back on tour.
We're not gonna take it.
But I'm making that little childhood dream of mine come true. They're on their 50th anniversary tour. It's not like a goal, but I'm still fulfilling that childhood sort of thing I wanted to do. This dude wanted to be in the marching band since he was a little kid, and he's doing it. It's never too late. So what's that for you? And do we add him to the list of cool guys? I think that's pretty cool, man. Cool old guys. Kent Broussard making history as the oldest freshman on the team.
You know what? Spot showing the pictures now on the Fox Sports Radio Covino and Rich YouTube channel. And you know what?
YouTuber.
Now that I'm looking at it, it does sound a little cool that this guy's living out his dream.
I didn't hype it up enough.
No, you did.
It's a big story. But again,
I think you going to Twisted Sister is even cooler.
Well, I mean, I know that's a stretch, but it's
By the
like
way,
fulfilling that. It's like fulfilling that little kid's sort of dream.
Rich, this would be like if Covino joined Twisted Sister.
Yeah. So that's how much cooler his story is.
Right. You know how you joined Twisted Sister? Apparently, if you look at like Spirit Halloween and its rock star costume, I think they're modeled after Twisted Sister.
A lot of frills, yeah.
A lot of fringe. That or Brutus the Barber.
Fringe,
Either that or Brutus the Barber beefcake. Or the Rockers.
The Rockers. So tomorrow, I mean, Florida, LSU, you might be watching anyway.
Hey, fun game,
But
right?
for the casual fan out there who likes a good story, they're now also tuning in to see this dude's dreams come true. And there's a lot of people there now at home, especially that are using this guy as like, he's our good luck charm.
Inspiration.
He's inspiring, and he's like the superstar of the marching band. So just throwing that out there. Who else would you want to throw on the cool old guy list while we're at it?
I have a question for you. I appreciate people living out their dreams, and I think
the only thing not cool about this guy is the tuba. Other than that, he's pretty awesome.
But I think it's cool to watch people live out their dreams. Are there any arenas in which you'd be like, I don't know about that one? What if some guy's like, hey, I'm a middle-aged guy. I never did spring break. And he's like, I'm just going to go hang out with college kids.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, that might be your weird, creepy fantasy, but whatever that is for you, the point is, you're never too old to make it happen. And look, they're talking about it on TV right now.
Look at that. People love this
guy.
Look at
that. It's a big. See, we're right on it.
All right. Well, hey, something to additionally look for when you're going through all the highlights and all the college football games on Saturday.
People retire. Dreams do not. Make yours happen too. Richie, dust off your old tuba.
my alto saxophone. All right, we got more CNR next. We'll go over the big TV game of the week. Come on.
There's a new headline that's sweeping the nation. It's one of my favorite headlines, and it's a new category. Should I let them know what it is, or just wait?
Let's dive in. Let's go.
Okay. It's called They Might Be Ass.
Oh, I love this game. They might be ass.
They might be ass.
It's your way of saying, like, I haven't made up my mind yet, but might be ass.
Now, this headline became a thing when Barstool was talking about Arch Manning in his debut. Now, he was kind of ass, right?
Might be ass.
They were kind of ass. Really couldn't do much. You could say Ohio State's defense was pretty strong. Or you could say Arch Manning was kind of ass.
He looks like he just sniffed ass.
Yeah. And they take on, San Jose State, I believe. They take on the Spartans this week.
Well, guess what? They won't be ass this week, but I love this category. They might be ass. I think Arch Manning, by the end of the year, once they play all these cupcake teams along the way, and they just beat the shit out of all these bottom feeders, fast forward a month, you're not going to be saying Arch Manning's ass, but as of right now, it's very safe to say right now.
Might be. Might be. And here's the funny part about it. I was actually watching the game at the gym. This was like a headline, and it wasn't even like halftime yet. And it was like, he might be ass. Turns out, first game was kind of ass. But you know what else happened this week?
Yeah.
Who else might be ass? Bill Belichick. Or as I call him? Yeah. Bill Belichick's. He might be ass. His game might not translate in college. 48-14, TCU made him look like a chump. He might be ass. Now, am I rooting for any of these people to be ass? No, but they fall into this category as of this week, and they take on Charlotte, right, who's also 0-1 this week. But right now, might be ass.
Bill Belichick, he might be grabbing hot young ass, but he also might be ass. He might be ass.
Starbucks has a new overpriced drink, and it has a cold foam with 15 grams of protein apparently now.
So while everyone's having their pumpkin spice drinks, This is either going to be the greatest thing in the world, or I could just feel it. Starting September 29th in a couple weeks, they're debuting, like you said, your protein fix. Look at that. That one has 26 grams of protein, 24 grams. If they add this cold foam, if you're getting your protein fix and it doesn't taste bad, this is going to be a home run. Otherwise, the world is going to say, might be ass.
But then again, might be ass. We'll find out.
What do you think? I can't. When they try to hide, you know what it's like, when you're living that.
I think I taste a hint of ass.
When you're living that mom or dad life.
Protein.
When you're living the mom or dad life and you try to hide vegetables in your kids' food.
Yeah.
And they're like, they know.
We'll see.
When they try to hide protein in something, you always taste a little bit of, as you said, what is that? And I feel like you're going to be sipping your cold brew and you're like, oh, my cold brew with protein? What? Hold on.
I'll have that Buns cold brew, please.
I taste ass. I taste that.
The San Francisco 49ers have ruled quarterback Brock Purdy out of their matchup against the Saints on Sunday. He's dealing with toe and shoulder injuries. Mac Jones will get the start for the Niners. As for left tackle Trent Williams, head coach Kyle Shanahan said today that Williams was on the practice field doing everything. However, he is listed as questionable, as is wide receiver Jawan Jennings. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Jaden Reed will have surgery to repair his broken collarbone. That's according to the NFL Network. Suffered it in last night's win against the Commanders. Could be out until November. Commanders defensive end Dietrich Wise is done for the year with a quad tear. Super Bowl rematch coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and Eagles. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy is considered doubtful for the contest, while Philadelphia tight end Dallas Goedert is not going to play. Browns list running back Quinshon Judkins is questionable to make his season debut in Baltimore. Cubs top the race today at Wrigley 6-4. I'm Dan Byer.
Hell yeah. Covino and Rich sweeping the nation. The world-famous CNR and FSR broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Ever wanted to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport? Try fencing. Fast, safe, easy to start. Find a beginner class. You look like a natural, Rich.
No.
Beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
On guard. You say that?
That's usafencing.org/tryfencing. And remember the iHeartRadio app. Got to check it out. Stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Search Fox Sports Radio in the app. Stream us live every day, all the time, especially us, Covino and Rich. Let's be rocking out into the weekend. It's been a tough week, a heavy week, which is why we're extra excited for foosball, the greatest entertainment, and, of course, the big fight this weekend, Canelo Crawford. Team Canelo here. Viva Mexico, cabrones!
How could
Órale!
you not,
Keep Canelo!
How could you not be excited about this weekend? You got NFL Week 2, so you get a second look at all of our teams.
Yeah.
You got some college football.
And you got this dude playing the tuba for LSU tomorrow.
It's a tuba time.
And Rich Davis, as a former third trombone in his high school band, you played that rusty one, right? You have to be excited about it.
How dare you? I played the saxophone.
I thought you played the Yaz flute.
I was inspired by Bill Clinton on Arsenio.
Oh, nice.
I did play the saxophone. I find it fascinating when people didn't play an instrument.
You played that song, I'm Too Saxy.
I want your sax. So, again, tuba time, college football, NFL football, the Canelo fight.
Oh, I can't wait for that. In fact, we really dove into Canelo Crawford on Overpromised, which is available now. But catch it after our show on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page, our new YouTube page.
You and Danny Gradio, Danny G Radio, were arguing about the punch packed by Terrence Bud Crawford. Danny, you think he could catch Canelo? Covino thinks he's not strong enough. You've seen him up close, right? I mean, like.
This is going to be a close fight.
Oh, I'm not denying it's going to be a close fight. But here's what I know. I know that Canelo could hurt Crawford.
Yeah, you don't think Crawford could hurt Canelo?
That's what's in question. He's never fought. He's skipping 2 weight classes, dude. We've seen Canelo bite off more than he could chew.
Send him to detention.
No, but when Canelo went up to 175 and he lost to Bivol, it was like, all right, his punches didn't have the same impact. He lost that fight. I feel like Crawford is doing something that he's never done before, and he's going to see whether or not he can withstand Canelo's power, and will his power have any effect? We don't know. I don't know that to be true. I don't think it will, because Canelo's been hit by bigger dudes his whole career. So,
do you guys know how
Canelo
Vegas has this right now?
Yeah, Canelo's the favorite.
Vegas has Canelo, a slight favorite, not big Danny G. Like, I think it's about plus 150 for your dude Terrence Bud Crawford. So, you know, bet 100, win 150. But it just shows you that weight class difference that Covino speaks about. For the boxing casual, that's why when people talk about Jake Paul against Tank Davis, it just sounds ridiculous, because you would say Tank Davis, one of the pound-for-pound best, but he's so small compared to Jake Paul.
But there's also a skill differential that could balance it out. That's why it's interesting. But
exactly.
There's an actual legitimate fight this weekend, and I'll remind you again when we get into weekend hobnobbing later what you need to watch in sports and entertainment. We do it every Friday.
Can we also just emphasize how, while we're going to talk about NFL for a lot of the show coming up, baseball this weekend, we got less than 20 games, and right now, Seattle and Houston are tied for first place. The Texas Rangers only 2 games behind them. The Yankees on the tail of Toronto. But they play Boston 3 games, and Boston's a half a game behind them. Yeah. And then out west, Danny G.
Ooh, big series in San Francisco.
Danny, please, I ask you, put a little extra Dodgers voodoo out there to curse the Giants, because the Mets need the Giants to lose. And I need the Dodgers to sweep them. So can you call Mookie? Can you call Freddie?
Yeah.
And
what are the Giants, a game and a half out of that last wild card spot?
A game and a half behind the Mets, and the Padres only 2 behind you. So the reality is, you need to win as well. So go Dodgers. Let's go Mets.
So seriously, after a really miserable week, right? You got a great fight on Saturday. You got that Charlie Sheen documentary, Winning. You got great NFL, and baseball couldn't be closer and more exciting right now. So something at least distract you.
You're going to come
do
to
your
my
best to enjoy.
You're going to come to my house Monday morning to do our podcast.
Yeah.
And you're going to see my house decorated for Halloween, because do you know how much pacing and distraction I'm going to need during these Mets games, this 49ers game without Brock Purdy, college football, the Canelo fight? I'm going to be pacing like a maniac.
Nice. Can't wait.
All right, well, let's do this. It's back to football season. And we decide what game gets the big TV.
You should see my setup. I got an extra TV.
The game that I will have. We should call it Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
It's Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
It is my big TV game of the week, and that TV being my new TCL.
Right.
Thank you, TCL.
Why don't you brag about it?
So
Rich has
fixins.
a really nice big TCL TV, right? That's his main TV. And then he wheels in this weak-ass TV like he's the AV guy in high school.
Well, first of all,
in a red radio flyer wagon.
None of my TVs are weak-ass TVs. They're just not perhaps the quality of a TCL, which is...
well, it's like the little TV for his other games, but one of them is always the big TV game of the week. It's the main game.
You realize how hot this segment is that TCL said, hey, we need to get involved, and it needs to be Rich's TCL big game of the week?
Mm-hmm.
That's how important the segment is. We need to know what to put on the 4 screen and what gets its own TV.
Let's do it.
All right, now, early games. Early like Mr. Furley. We're going to go back to the early games because I want to start with the late games only because I feel like it's so much more obvious. Broncos, Colts. Yeah, we're going to see if Daniel Jones got the goodies versus, Bo Nix, 2 teams that doesn't get big. That gets eyes, but it doesn't get big TV.
Well, he had the goodies last week.
Panthers and Cardinals. That certainly does not get the TCL big TV game. You know what does? Super Bowl rematch, man. Who's not excited? The Fox game of the week. Eagles, Chiefs, Tom Brady, and Kevin Burkhardt on the call. 1:25 Pacific time, the late game on the East Coast.
Do you think Potty Mouth Brady is going to drop any S&F bombs like he was dropping on Cowherd's show?
Perhaps. I mean, you're talking about Philly 1.5-point favorites, and I was talking to Bo, one of the great editors here. He has a few teams he roots for. He has like 5 teams. Maybe he's always in a good mood if one of your 5 teams wins. If the Eagles win this game, you could argue that it's so early, but Kansas City will have a hard time winning their division if the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders have all improved. Because every great dynasty starts to get other teams catch up. So I think this is a must-win. I know it sounds so ridiculous to say because it's week 2, but I don't think Kansas City could afford to really want to start 0-2. They have a tough schedule, so that's your big game of the week. That's your big TV game of the week. Eagles
that's kind of an obvious one because it's the Super Bowl rematch. And could the Chiefs start 0-2? They have to win this game. So how could this not be the big TV game of the week?
All right, let me give you the early games because there's so many more that you're going to have a lot of split action going on. Rams, Titans, not really. Jags at Bengals, we'll have that on one of the little screens. Watching Joe Burrow go off, I think he's going to explode. Numbers off the charts this week. Browns are going to get stomped by the Ravens. Patriots and Dolphins, you'll watch. My Niners don't even get the big screen. They're playing the Saints with Mac Jones. You'll watch. Giants, Cowboys, Bears, Lions, no. Your Seahawks and Steelers had a shot because I still like
you
Aaron
said
Rodgers.
Lions. You were hyped on the Lions prior.
No, I think
to
they're going to whoop some ass.
Okay, so you think they're going to bounce back in a major way?
Yeah, but
again, a team I think that has to. Yeah, I think they have to bounce back this week.
I think that the game I really do want to watch on the big screen, can the Jets compete with the Buffalo Bills? The Bills are playing in the Meadowlands,
I don't think
MetLife.
there's any chance, however, I think the Jets are more explosive than we thought based on week 1. He scored a lot of points.
Could this be a shootout? Could this be lots of points? Could this be because the Jets and Bills both put up points?
And are the Bills? What's an expression I could use on Fox Sports Radio? Did they
blow their?
Are they a little tired from last week's excitement? Right?
And Dan
last week
Byer
was such a nail biter, and there was so much excitement behind that one. Maybe their foot's not as hard on the pedal this week for the Jets.
And you know what? I don't know if it's Dan Byer that said this or not. I just every great statement I think comes from Dan Byer. Dan, did you say also the Bills week 3 they have a short week, so they might be looking ahead to the Dolphins? I feel like someone might have said that.
Injury-wise, with Ed Oliver, he could miss 2 games because of the short week.
So I feel like they're going to have a short week because then they have to go to play Miami.
They may be playing down to the competition, and the Jets so badly want to win this one.
I just think after seeing the Jets and the Steelers play last week, and it was a real fun game, I think the big TCL game of the week has to be Jets hosting the Bills.
So again, if you're keeping score at home, I'm going to have to ask you why, but it's Bills-Jets.
Yeah, buddy.
And it's the Super Bowl rematch of the Eagles at the Chiefs at home. Those are your 2 big TV games of the week.
Let me flip
Enjoy
it on
them.
You. Can I flip it on you?
Sure.
Of the games, I know you got them in front of you. What game this week? I'm going to play the old reversal.
Well, I want you to know I actually agree with you.
What gets your phone? That's the opposite. That's like it doesn't even get the Sunday ticket split.
You trying to cash in on a new phone too, or trying to get sponsor here?
Brought to you by is there a game where you're like, oh god, like Rams Titans maybe?
All right, the most doo-doo game of the week?
Is that the doo-doo game, Rams Titans?
You still want to keep your eye on it. I think the Browns-Ravens, no, because, I mean, there's still
like
star
the
power.
excitement of watching
There's still
Lamar
star power
and,
involved. Like, the most boring game, let me see.
Rams-Titans. Dan Byer?
Just going to say, with your TV picks, CBS's top crew, Nance and Romo, will be Bills-Jets. The Chiefs-Eagles rematch on Fox is going to be pretty much seen everywhere, so that's Burkhardt and Brady.
They follow my lead.
Yes, they do.
I would say your tiny phone game of the week is either Rams-Titans, like you said, or Pats-Dolphins.
Remember, I was like, hello, friend. Oh, hey, Jim Nance. I'm going to send you to the Meadowlands. All right, cool. Yeah. So I think Rams Titans. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll go over some picks later. Plus, we'll do some weekend hobnobbing. But something I wanted to get into now, if it's cool with you.
Sure.
I want to know if you believe in when people talk about poking the bear. When people talk about bulletin board material, is that just all BS in your mind, or do you believe there's extra motivation? Because extra motivation doesn't mean you're going to be better. Like someone could be like, "Oh, Covino, please, no competition."
It's not always that. It's about taking you out of your game plan. And I'm going to have to say yes. I think it all comes back to the most natural, raw, and primitive sports, which is fighting. Always comes back to fighting because it's a battle. And in sports, you're just competing, and that's what you do in fighting.
When people say bulletin board material, know what I think about?
I think you're trying to get in the head of your opponent, and smack talking always works. If you can get in their head and actually take them out of their game plan and out of their fight, that's when you win. So poking the bear is a part of the game, and I think no matter what sport it is, if you're able to get in their head, it's the old saying, he who
angers you
controls you. If you could anger them and tap into their emotions, then you're already one step ahead. You have an advantage automatically in that game. So I do believe in poking the bear, actually.
When Apollo got killed by Drago and Rocky has Drago's picture taped to his mirror, does that give you extra motivation? Like when someone on an opposing team is like, "Oh, we're excited to play these guys in the playoffs. Easy first round." Does that make the team get more fired up, or is you can only get as fired up as you could be?
I don't believe in that.
All right, well, then let me give you the example.
When it's personal, it's always going to be a little more, but that could be good or bad because it could take you out of your game plan, but there's almost more passion and heart on the line.
All right, let me give you the example for this week.
It's not just a game at that point.
A game that you possibly said was one of the least interesting games because it could be lopsided. The Ravens-Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns defender Grant Delpit, All-American, LSU, highly touted defender. When asked, is it hard to take down Derrick Henry? He's like, nah, not at all. He said, no, not hard. And then Derrick Henry obviously gets word of this, and he's like, yeah, we'll see on Sunday.
I love that.
I love the trash
You're bringing
talking.
more of a personal angle into it, more reason to watch. And speaking of, this all ties into a lot of the other stuff we didn't get to, but there's a lot of revenge games this week.
Yeah, let's go over that because how hard is Derrick Henry to bring down? When Brown safety Grant Delpit says, not hard, and then Derrick Henry responds with, well, we'll see on Sunday. Yeah, of course it'll be fun to watch because I'm sure mid-game and after the game they'll have a stat like, Derrick Henry ran past him 4 times. We got through the secondary 3 times or something. I just wonder, do those things really matter? Or is it just good fodder for us?
No, they absolutely, like I said, take it to the most primitive of sports, fighting. You get in your opponent's head, you're what doesn't mean you're winning, but it means you have that advantage on them.
Do you think at any point, because of that statement, Derrick Henry's in the backfield lining up, and he's like, all right, let me find this fool. You think at any point
Yeah, 1,000%.
I guess it's human nature, Danny. If
you were competing any athlete who says, "No, it's just another game. I don't care what anyone says," and we're going to talk about some of the revenge narratives coming up.
Yeah,
we hear the same thing because it's kind of like politically correct. Or you don't want to, shake the branches too much. So, what do you normally hear, Rich, from a coach or a player?
It's just another game.
Yeah, nothing extra, nothing to see here. But inside and down deep, that's not true.
Yeah, we're all just human, right? These guys are no different than us. They just play sports better. So if someone were to doubt your skills, Yeah, I guarantee you're right. As much as you want to be like, nah, Derrick Henry don't give a crap. Derrick Henry will definitely at one point when he's behind the line of scrimmage lining up with Lamar, he'll be like, all right, where's this clown that says I'm not hard to take down? Oh, wait, there. All right, there he is.
I also think that's great for the game, great for the viewer. It gives you more reason to watch, more investment in what's going on, and it's selling the game some more. That gives you reason to care. And
that Jalen Ramsey made a whole early part of his career by being such a great trash talker. Remember, like every NFL quarterback he put on blast when he was a youngster?
And
we all remember that.
Our job is to also hype up some of these games to get you excited about them. So based on what you're saying, Rich, and poking the bear and having your actual emotions involved.
Yeah.
Sunday, they're calling this Sunday, National Revenge Narrative Day.
Oh.
Because there's so many like personal revenge games and more reason to watch.
All right,
For example, we already talked about your big TV game of the week. Chiefs-Eagles, that's a Super Bowl rematch. That's a revenge game. That's the game of the week. Everybody's tuning into that. You have to care about that. You got Joe Flacco back in Baltimore this weekend. Ben Johnson versus the Lions.
All right, now you're talking. There's no revenge there, but I think the Ben Johnson.
But these are personal storylines that pull you in, that make it more of an experience, that get your emotions involved. McCarthy, Penix, national title rematch. And you got DK Metcalf versus the Seahawks. So there's a lot of that's kind of cool. Like the games are great already, but when you tie these things into it and make it personal, when it becomes personal, you care more, and that's why it ties back to your original question. Poking the bear does matter because you as a fan are now more invested.
Those are some real fun angles, and listen, NFL doesn't need help for people to watch, but when you add these little layers, it makes it even more interesting.
Exactly.
I love, I don't know how did it not even dawn on me that, of course, Ben Johnson's first game against the Lions would be, the team that he helped build that great offense that everyone touted. Now all of a sudden, could he take Caleb Williams and company and be like, all right, now I'm building this over here. That's a good one.
You don't think there's a part of Flacco, even though you said the Browns are going to get stopped?
He's been on like 20 teams.
But still, that's kind of fun.
But it's different people.
McCarthy, Penix, national title rematch.
See,
DK Metcalf and the Seahawks.
I like that one.
It's very much like Rodgers last week wanting to take an ice cube and show, you know what I'm talking about, with the Jets.
McCarthy, Penix is a great one because, Danny, we remember that because it was not long ago. It was 2 years ago. We were doing our show, and we remember seeing those two cats. And I remember at the time, you as a Raiders fan were like, I really want Penix.
Oh, I was watching him that entire season, just like licking my chops, hoping that.
So McCarthy Penix is sort of a fun one because you don't forget who you played against in the national game 2 years ago. I'm sure there's some feelings there, right?
And screw you, Falcons. Remember, they surprised us all by drafting Penix Jr.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Really quick, Rich, back to the Lions. This is a crazy stat. Jared Goff has had 5 different play callers in his career. Under the 3 not named Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, he's 0-19-1.
Wow.
I think when you have these personal elements involved in anything, you're always going to get a different outcome. There's a reason why Covino and Rich, in my opinion, stand out. We're hungrier than most. We were let go at ESPN because of COVID. We were at ESPN. You don't think there's a part of me deep down? It's not like on my conscious radar every day, like, I'm going to show ESPN. But I want to beat them bad, especially in radio. Who's on right now? Don't care.
We need the butt.
Yeah. So, we take this very serious. We're like, we're going to bring it every day. We're here for 2 hours. Let's bring it. Let's bring our best. So when you bring those personal elements into the game, it's better for the viewer. It's better for the experience. And that's what makes this National Revenge Day on Sunday so exciting. And you're seeing some personal attacks and poking the bear. And I think all that just adds to the excitement and the fun and the reality. It's not just showmanship, but now that we know it as fans and viewers, we're more invested.
Interestingly enough, of course, I'll tie the Mets into it. If you're going to talk about these revenge,
you don't have to.
These revenge and reunion games, how do you feel about this one? Because it's usually like the guy that got let go or the guy that got traded, or it's like you said, some of these are guys that got sort of like dissed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacob deGrom left the Mets and they wanted him. Remember, he was like, "I'm leaving for Texas," and it was like, "Oh, you're our guy."
He said he believed in their winning ways.
Yeah. So I'm saying like the no one's looking at deGrom as like the happy story tonight. Like if anything, you're like he left the Mets, so Is your narrative like, yeah, I hope the Mets crush them? If it wasn't for our bet?
Dude, this is like the most obvious thing ever, though. Like, all right, when you're dissed by your wife or girlfriend, there's not a secret part of you that wants to show them that you're still successful because that's the best revenge. Like, I don't need you. Look how great I am now. You know, anytime it's personal like that, you're always going to get a cooler result. Always. And that applies to everything. Anytime there's something personal involved.
I agree with you 100%.
So, again, we get that personal angle, poking the bear that Rich just talked about, and all these other revenge games this weekend. What are your thoughts on that? 877-99 on Fox. To me, just makes it more interesting.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to go over Weekend Hobnob, and we're going to go over a couple picks. What to wager on if you're down with that. We'll do that all coming up right here. Your buds, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Now, we talked about their sweet TVs during our Big TV Game of the Week. TCL, football's back, and you know where to find us on Sundays. We're going to be like you, just chilling on our couches. The only difference is, do you have your TCL TV?
You need that TCL screen. Picture's unreal. TCL's QD Mini LED makes every play pop. Brightness, the smooth motion. Feels like you're right on the field. And here's the kicker. TCL is the official TV partner of the NFL.
Yeah, and football never looked better. It's the ultimate football experience. And right now, TCL is making it even sweeter. You could score up to 50% off select models.
Exactly. Bigger screens, sharper details, smarter technology, all at a price that doesn't make your wallet flinch.
So it's the ultimate season to score, whether it's football Sundays, maybe it's you, your kids gaming, movie nights. You need quality, and you're getting that with TCL. TCL delivers the goods.
Available at all major retailers. Just head to TCL.com for details. That's TCL.com.
TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL and the ultimate season to score.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut
50th date.
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Overpromise, Covino and Rich.
Mike Tyson's in the news. He was being interviewed on the Katie Miller podcast and made a really interesting confession. I don't know if you missed it. Here it is.
Would you rather be forced to watch The Notebook every Friday night or never be able to watch sports again?
I want to watch The Notebook. I love The Notebook. That's one of my best movies. You just lost right there, baby. You lost. You lost big time.
What are Mike Tyson's other secret favorite movies?
You know, when you think about it, there could be a ton of movies, Mike. There's a lot of great rom-coms out there. What would you start with, maybe?
Hey, it's Mike Tyson. Hey, guys. I gotta say, I love The Notebook and Rachel McAdams. I love The Notebook like McAdams loves Gosling. I love that movie. Hey, guys, Mike Tyson.
Can I give another one I think Mike might like? It was a movie with John Cusack. It was based in New York City. You remember Serendipity, Mike?
Serendipity. I love that movie. Serendipity. John Cusack's one of my favorites. I love that. But I don't want this conversation to be self-aggrandizing. This is kind of self-aggrandizing. And I don't mean to be loquacious, but yeah, I want to talk about Sleepless.
Twisted Sister, one of my childhood favorites, announced that they're going back on tour celebrating 50 years.
What?
And they're from your neck of the woods, Long Island, Rich.
That's true.
And as an East Coast kid, I always wanted to see them. My parents never took me, so maybe now I could do that, make my childhood dreams come true, like Kent Broussard of LSU, the tuba guy who's 66, the oldest freshman out there. Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. The LG X Boom, that's what I listen to Twisted Sister. The LG X Boom Grab is the portable speaker that powers your hustle. From morning coffee runs to midnight rooftop hangs, enjoy vibrant sound with up to 20 hours of playback and now 25% off at LG.com with code FALL25, FALL25. Bring the boom.
Boom.
X Boom.
And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Now, we're going to take your phone calls. Hang tight. We're going to get into weekend hobnobbing, what you need to watch this weekend. But DB's got an update, so let's turn it over to the great Dan Byer.
Hey, Dan.
When you're watching the 49ers and Saints, you won't see Brock Purdy and you won't see Chase Young. The 49ers quarterback ruled out because of his toe and shoulder injuries. Young also ruled out for the Saints. Mac Jones going to get the start for San Francisco in that contest. Again, Purdy's injury, reports this week says it's likely a multi-game injury. Giants left tackle Andrew Thomas listed as doubtful to face the Cowboys because of his foot injury. The good news for the Giants is wide receiver Malik Neighbors is off the injury report. He'll play on Sunday. Bills defensive tackle Ed Oliver could miss multiple games, according to the NFL Network, because of a foot injury that will force him to miss their Week 2 matchup against the Jets. Quinshon Judkins could make his season debut Sunday against Baltimore, but the Browns running back is listed as questionable. The Bears signed former 49ers kicker Jake Moody to their practice squad. While in baseball, Cubs topped the Rays 6-4, moved within 5 games of first-place Milwaukee in the NL Central. The Knicks signed veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon to a 1-year deal, and for the first time ever, WrestleMania will be held overseas. It's going to happen in 2027, but WrestleMania 43 will be taking place in Saudi Arabia. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dan Byer. Have a great weekend, buddy.
And enjoy End Zone Radio.
Thank you. I'm sure you'll be tuning in 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, me and Kerry Rhodes.
Look at that. Nice. There you go. Dan Byer, getting it done. Dan's here every day. Dan.
Tomorrow morning, anchoring from 2, during Up on Game, so you'll hear me as well.
Thank you, Dan Byer.
Thank you, buddy. And to wrap up our previous conversation, Rich, and we'll still take phone calls, 877-99 on Fox. Let me put a little bow on this. Rich's question was, do you believe in poking the bear? And I said, yeah, man, trash talking all the time makes it more personal. You're going to get a different result. Getting your opponent's head is what it's all about. Because Grant Delpit said that it's easy to take down Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's like, oh, yeah, we'll see about that. So now there's more interest and more reason to watch, and there's a personal angle there.
I love when wide receivers and, defensive players, go at it.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that's great fodder, great.
Ties into what they're calling National Revenge Narrative Day, because Sunday is Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl rematch, Ben Johnson versus the Lions, Flacco back at Baltimore, McCarthy-Penix national title rematch, DK Metcalf versus Seahawks, and that continues into Monday because you have that longtime rivalry of the Chargers-Raiders, Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh. So any personal rivalry always makes it better.
Yeah, it gives it a little more juice. A little more juice.
A little more juice.
All right, let's go to your phone calls. We'll talk some NFL, whatever you guys want to talk about. Most interactive show at 877-99 on Fox. And before we get to Weekend Hobnobbing, I saw your uncle, and I know you were going to bring this up. Your uncle needs to be called that.
Well, this is the question. My Uncle Bill, who listens all the time.
I
so
love
does
Uncle
my
Bill.
brother-in-law, Dan. Shout out to Dan and Uncle Bill. My Uncle Bill through marriage. Great guy. Nicest guy. Big sports fan. He's also a big Yankees guy, all right? So he's New York Football Giants all the way and New York Yankees guy because he's an East Coast guy, Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Right? And made me like Bill even more automatically when he was introduced to the family, like, oh, he's a Yankees guy? Come here, bring it in. I love you, Uncle Bill.
Well,
I got to call him out, at least here on the show, and I'll explain why. But your quick phone calls.
Say hi to Supa Raside.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
In Detroit. What's up, man?
What's up, Covino, Rich, and Danny G?
What's up?
I got a question and a comment.
Yeah.
But first, I just want to say, hey, I'm fresh off of promoting my movie. I think you guys may have seen it, the Superman movie. That was me, and they dressed me up as a white man. And, yeah, Superman. I'm promoting.
Raside. I knew it was you. What's up, man?
Yeah, they put me in a whole white man costume. I said, okay, just for the movie, I'll do it. Okay. Now, this question and comment is for you, Covino. Actually, the question is for you, Covino, but the comment is for African-American GMs. I want to say every African-American GM right here, right now, the GMs out there need to give Colin Kaepernick a tryout.
Get out of here with that.
You've said this every year.
Yeah.
Super Raside. All right, Covino, go on. He wants to talk to you.
Now, the question is to you, Covino. If there was a Mexican guy, are you there?
Yeah.
¿Cómo se dice Juan?
Can you be quiet for a second? If there was a Mexican guy, if a Mexican guy got blackballed the way that Kaepernick got blackballed, and you were a GM, would you be a real man, step up and give that man a tryout?
No.
What would you do, Covino?
But no. Is he still qualified as one of the best out there? I mean, that's part of it, no? I mean, this is a story that's
Super Raside. There are so many.
The story came and went.
There are so many athletes in all sports that teams want to win. If Colin Kaepernick at this stage was going to help someone win, I promise you.
Yeah,
he'd be
that's
on a
really
roster.
it. And He asked me, Rich, and I was getting there. Seriously, in a game of winning, and that's what sports is all about, competition and winning. Winning! That's what life's about. We're trying to win. I'm not caring about their color of their skin. It's like what Jimmy Johnson said on America's team. I don't care what we're paying this guy. I'm going with the hot hand. I don't care who you think should start. I'm here to win. If I'm the GM of a team, I don't care if he's Mexican. I want the best guy out there that's going to make me look good and put the best winning product on the field, period, especially in sports.
Dude,
I don't care if he's Mexican or I don't care what he is.
Teams will sometimes send a pretty decent player down to the minors to work things out because it's not working. Teams will start a guy that's making peanuts and have a guy with a big contract on the bench. I think
now if he was half Mexican and half Italian like me, oh yeah, definitely,
of course.
Now I'd hook him up.
But I just think I'm not saying it's a tired narrative. I just think that
it is because Kaepernick's not even in the conversation.
People care too much about winning, and there's so many great African American quarterbacks. So to insinuate like that's not where people are going, like there's so many great black quarterbacks now. That's silly to even have this conversation.
Yo,
Ryan,
there's such a thing called as ring rust. Do you think this guy's going to go out there and light it up in the NFL after all these years?
I saw you and Danny G put your hands on your head like, geez,
dude. If he could play, he'd be in the league. It's been way too long. Maybe 5 years ago, I'd be give him a chance. But now it's been too long. And yes, I'm a black man saying it.
Well, that's why I went to you, just to confirm.
No. Isn't it 8? It's 2016. It's 8 years.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Rich had his whole hairline 8 years ago.
What?
Hey, so anyway,
this is the best hairline at Fox Sports Radio.
But I do appreciate you, Super Ucede, but my answer is no.
Jeez,
I don't agree with you.
Ryan, thank you, Danny. All right, let's say hi to Vegas and Trip. Hi, Trip.
What up, Trip?
Hey, guys. Have a great weekend. Always good to hear. I got a question. When they talk about payback, if you beat me in the Super Bowl, then I beat you in the regular season, is that really payback?
I always think that, right? Because it's like, no, it means nothing. Like, I get it. You're right. It's like payback in week 2. So if the Chiefs win, whoop-it-a-do.
But
it still feels good.
But it's still a Super Bowl rematch. It really,
yeah, I agree, though.
The stakes aren't as high. But
yeah. And Rich, we just saw the Chargers beat the Chiefs, and what do the announcers keep saying? A statement game. Is it really in week 1, or do you need to make it to the playoffs and win your division to make a statement?
Now, agreed. If it's only revenge if the stakes are high. Like when you said that Jalen Hurts last year, Covino was like, "Yo, he's got it's his chance at revenge because the Chiefs beat him 2 years before that." That matters. A week 2 regular season 4:25 p.m. Eastern game, better than losing, but I don't know. All right, now. Let's talk about your uncle for a second, then we'll get to some weekend hobnobbing.
The question is,
what is the foul
here? Is this
here?
a forgivable offense, or do I need to call him out personally? I'm talking about it here on the radio, so I'm calling him out nationwide.
But you're asking, is this worthy of you calling him and making fun of him?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, do I get my other relatives involved here, or is this a forgivable offense? Uncle Bill is a Yankees guy.
Yeah.
He talks about the Yankees all the time. He loves the Yankees, just like me. He came to San Diego to party with his old pal, Pat, right? Patrick. And
hi, I'm Pat.
He posted a picture on Facebook, and it's a picture of him and Pat, and they're both rocking San Diego Padres gear at a Padres game. I'm like, hold on.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, there he is. And look at Pat looking like Steve from Blue's Clues. That's not Steve from Blue's Clues. That's Pat. And that's Uncle Bill on the right if you're watching the video. And look at Uncle Bill acting like he's Fernando Tatis with his Padres gear on. I'm like, that is like such a weird look to me. It's like when you see Emmitt Smith rocking his Cardinals jersey.
Yeah,
it's like he's not a Padres fan, or since when?
I said to you off the air, and I'll wrap it up with this. The only time I would wear gear other than my team, and we are in such a unique situation, so I think we are the lone exception. As you know, you've heard me talk endlessly about my love for the Mets, right? If, let's say, another random MLB team, let's say the Padres or the Giants or the Cardinals, or someone's like, hey, Covino and Rich, we love you on the affiliate in our city.
The Cardinals welcome Covino and Rich to throw the first pitch.
If the St. Louis Cardinals said, hey, Covino and Rich, come throw the first pitch, of course, out of respect, I'd put on the Cardinals jersey, give a little wave to the crowd.
Can I still wear my Yankee hat, though?
No, it's rude.
Why? That I feel like that's a good compromise.
No,
Didn't Obama do that?
Yeah, I would still wear my team's hat.
Yeah, the president did that.
He did not.
Obama did that with the Cubs. Yes, he did.
I don't believe that.
Did he not, or am I making this up?
I think you're making it up.
I feel like he wore his hat. I could be making that up, but I feel like that's a decent compromise. So when you know a family member that you bond with over is a fan of a particular team, and then he's wearing a completely different jersey because he's with his buddy, isn't that like a weird, like you got to call him out sort of offense?
Yeah, I think you do because I'm sticking by it. The first pitch exception, which not many people in their
or if your
life
kid
get to
plays
do.
for that team or something,
Yeah,
right? That's always the exception.
Being two exceptions. If a family member makes it to the pros, then all rules are broken. Or
what if it was like free jersey day and you just happened to be there?
No. Nope. Hey, we got more Covino Rich, and we'll go for some weekend hobnobbing next.
And by the way, I was right. There's Obama with a Nationals jersey wearing his Chicago White Sox hat.
Exception.
I thought it was a Cubs game.
He's the president, and he's in D.C. as the president, and we all know he's a White Sox guy.
I thought based on that, I could still wear my Yankees.
But you're on the radio and everybody knows who you rep.
Yeah.
God damn, maybe you're right.
Same thing.
All right, Danny, you win. More Covino and Rich next.
There's a new headline that's sweeping the nation. It's one of my favorite headlines, and it's a new category. Should I let them know what it is, or just wait?
Let's dive in. Let's go.
Okay. It's called They Might Be Ass.
Oh, I love this game. They might be ass.
They might be ass.
It's your way of saying, like, I haven't made up my mind yet, but might be ass.
Now, this headline became a thing when Barstool was talking about Arch Manning in his debut. Now, he was kind of ass, right?
Might be ass.
They were kind of ass. Really couldn't do much. You could say Ohio State's defense was pretty strong. Or you could say Arch Manning was kind of ass.
He looks like he just sniffed ass.
Yeah. And they take on, San Jose State, I believe. They take on the Spartans this week.
Well, guess what? They won't be ass this week, but I love this category. They might be ass. I think Arch Manning, by the end of the year, once they play all these cupcake teams along the way, and they just beat the shit out of all these bottom feeders, fast forward a month, you're not going to be saying Arch Manning's ass, but as of right now, it's very safe to say right now.
Might be. Might be. And here's the funny part about it. I was actually watching the game at the gym. This was like a headline, and it wasn't even like halftime yet. And it was like, he might be ass. Turns out, first game was kind of ass. But you know what else happened this week?
Yeah.
Who else might be ass? Bill Belichick. Or as I call him? Yeah. Bill Belichick's. He might be ass. His game might not translate in college. 48-14, TCU made him look like a chump. He might be ass. Now, am I rooting for any of these people to be ass? No, but they fall into this category as of this week, and they take on Charlotte, right, who's also 0-1 this week. But right now, might be ass.
Bill Belichick, he might be grabbing hot young ass, but he also might be ass. He might be ass.
Starbucks has a new overpriced drink, and it has a cold foam with 15 grams of protein apparently now.
So while everyone's having their pumpkin spice drinks, this is either going to be the greatest thing in the world, or I could just feel it. Starting September 29th in a couple weeks, they're debuting, like you said, your protein fix. Look at that. That one has 26 grams of protein, 24 grams. If they add this cold foam, if you're getting your protein fix and it doesn't taste bad, this is going to be a home run. Otherwise, the world is going to say, might be ass.
But then again, might be ass. We'll find out.
What do you think? I can't. When they try to hide, you know what it's like? When you're living that.
I think I taste a hint of ass.
When you're living that mom or dad life.
Protein.
When you're living the mom or dad life and you try to hide vegetables in your kids' food.
Yeah.
And they're like, they know.
We'll see.
When they try to hide protein in something, you always taste a little bit of, as you said, what is that? And I feel like you're going to be sipping your cold brew and you're like, oh, my cold brew with protein? What? Hold on.
I'll have that Buns cold brew, please.
My BS. I taste that.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd. You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Hell yeah. CNR on FSR live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Got Big Sexy Ryan on the ones and twos, Danny G on the phone, Spot on the videos. Remember, youtube.com/Covino and Rich FSR. Streaming live, and our bonus podcast is there, overpromised. Ever want to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport, Rich? Try fencing. Fast, safe, easy to start. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing, especially if you got kids and stuff. Right, they're looking for something to do.
You need a new hobby. We need to get you to. You said you need to do something.
Me, kids with nothing to do. usafencing.org/tryfencing.
And business fluctuates, makes running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
And now it's time. Friday, baby, and it's time for our Express Pros Pro of the Week.
That's my belly.
And I know you're probably thinking the Bills and Josh Allen, but no, Aaron Judge.
Stop it.
3 bombs this week, 2 yesterday, and he's really turning it around after coming off the IL when it matters. So props to him. Plus, he had a very viral moment with Donald Trump yesterday where he's like, can he get any bigger? What did he say?
Yeah, something like that.
Something about like, is he big enough? I don't know.
Look at the muscles.
And had a huge day yesterday. 3 bombs. Props to Aaron Judge, leading the Yankees when it matters the most. And that's what he's criticized for. And for that, he's our Express Pro of the Week.
Him and Aaron Judge weigh the same, right? They're
Same thing.
Yeah, what is
same
it?
stature,
6'5", 215?
If he was only bigger, whatever he said to Aaron
Did you see
Judge.
a lot of the Detroit Tigers? A lot of the Detroit Tigers were doing their Trump dance when they got on base. So, all right, let's do this. Weekend hobnobbing.
Living for the weekend. Your winning bets for talking points if you get stuck socializing.
You ever done anything dangerous?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
That is dangerous.
Friday brings us Weekend Hobnobbing.
Well, number 1 on the list has to be Canelo Crawford this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Got to be tuning in. One of the fights of our lifetime. That's how it is. Look, we don't know how it's going to turn out, but based on their pedigree and their resume and who they are at this point in their career, this is one of the biggest fights we've ever seen.
I need you as the boxing expert of Fox Sports Radio, because the reality is you do know more boxing than anyone else on this network.
Yeah.
Is this a fight where we're going to see a lot of flurries, or is this a lot of feeling each other out for far too long? Like, are these guys that go at it or not? Because I've seen them both, but together, do you think they're going to go at it, or is this I think we're going to, I don't know.
I've never seen Canelo not move forward and go at it. I've seen people run away from him. His last fight,
That's
the
what
guy
I'm
was
thinking.
dancing around the whole time, skull. And Crawford's not that dance around, run around kind of guy. So that's what we're hoping for. But again, Crawford's going up 2 weight classes, decision to Canelo. The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox on Hulu. Not the documentary, the show. I want to wrap that up this weekend.
You've recommended it. It's on my list.
It's pretty cool. It's a Hulu show worth the watch. Spinal Tap. If you're a fan of the 1984 cult classic with Michael McKean and Chris Guest, sequel comes out this weekend. 41 years later, Spinal Tap. It's called The End Continues. Spinal Tap in theaters. And finally, Overpromised, our bonus podcast. Episode 108 dropped yesterday. It's on our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. Not enough people are watching it. I believe in our show, Overpromised, just as much as I believe in anything. And we talk about the top gingers in sports. So I feel if Canelo wins, I think the great Hambino's off the Mount Rushmore. If Canelo wins this weekend, it's a legacy fight. We talk about the top gingers in sports. We go over the tail of the tape of the fight. And we talk about Rich's picks.
I got some good ones this week. I have a teaser and a parlay that you could watch on Overpromised. Really good.
Overpromised.
Honestly, the only thing I really want to recommend to people other than a weekend full of sports, the Charlie Sheen documentary. I watched it last night. I was shocked. My dad's like, it was
What shocked you? The Ice Cube story?
Yeah, no, there's a few stories that shocked me. My dad felt it was like a little depressing. I said, yeah, but Dad, he's like healthy and alive.
He looks great.
You know?
That's
But
the craziest part about it.
There are times
blood.
where he went down some dangerous paths. So I think the Charlie Sheen two-part documentary definitely worth watching. What you got, Danny?
Week 3, college football, 5 games, must watch. Number 12, Clemson at Georgia Tech. Number 6, Georgia at number 15, Tennessee. Number 18, South Florida at number 5, Miami. Number 16, Texas A&M at number 8, Notre Dame. And Florida at number 3, LSU with our tuba player.
I can't wait. And you know what?
Wait to see
I
halftime.
am going to keep my eyes on Yankees-Red Sox. I feel like, that rivalry is
that starts in like 10
strong.
minutes.
It's strong. So we'll see if the Yankees or Red Sox could get some distance this weekend, because one may end up with the best wild card, which means home field. So important.
Well, crazy week, guys, but we made it through.
All right, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Have a good weekend.
Later, guys.